Resin Envy. Today in this video you will see start to finish us make this keepsake night light. This is going to go in a nursery, and we will talk about everything from how we made the clouds to this is the products that we used here, the ice epoxy and the Let's Resin UV resin. Pigments, I used a Let's Resin alcohol ink for the pinks and our Ultra Sparkle white added to this layer. That's like a heavy version of it, and then it's also sprinkled throughout the clear just to give a lighter effect. You're gonna see the pores, you're gonna see how we did the clouds. Prior to starting, we did we did spray our mold with mold release, and it came out very easy when we were done. And then the elephant, just in case he would have anything that would cause bubbles on him, I put him up on a cup and then sprayed him with some of this sealer lightly a couple times so he didn't have drips. So I'm gonna tune in and see the layers. We'll turn the lights off and let you see them lit up, and you can comment if you make one, put a picture up, comment, show us what your creations are. It's Dana from MOY Resin Envy, and we're going to do a pyramid. It's going to be many layers, but we're going to show you start to finish. So I'm going to clean my mold. I just sprayed paper towel down with isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to just wipe this down good with gloved hands. And then after I'm done that, I will spray it down with the mold release. I'm going to make sure this is dry first before I do this step. Alright, so my top of the pyramid is going to be clear with some of this gold foil flake, and I'm just going to grab this with my stick and mix it in. The more you stir these flakes, the more they break down. So if you prefer them to be bigger, you don't want to stir them in as much. I want them broken up kind of fine. And then I'm just going to dump that right in to the pyramid. And that's good. That's all I want for my first layer. We are going to do layer 2 on this pyramid. Layer 1 was clear with the gold flake. And then I got this light, the little LED twinkle lights I just kind of took the wire and wrapped it in a circle and then flattened it down on the table so it was flat, and then just kind of put it in there. There's no resin in there yet. It's just the lights. I still have to mix up my second layer resin, and then it's gonna be this awesome mixture of really cool pink glitter. So I'm gonna get this mixed up, mix my glitter in, and then we'll pour it in. All right, I have my glitter mixed up with my resin. It's got all different sizes. Some is holographic, some is pink. I think this is gonna be a pretty cool layer. And I'm just gonna dump it in. And then I kind of look through the side to see how thick it is, how tall that layer is. I want to go a little bit more. And done. All right, we're back. It's been approximately 45 minutes since we poured this first, or I guess second layer, but this is still gelled up a little bit, and the glitter, since it's heavy, has fallen to the bottom, and then it's just left clear, and you can see it's kind of gelish now. It's not as liquidy. So my plan is to pour these metal stars in, and I'm hoping that they don't sink as far as the glitter. Since we've waited about 45 minutes or so, it's thickened up. So I'm just gonna pour them in, just kind of tap them in, try to spread them out. Hopefully they don't go in one big blob. And I'm hoping they'll fall maybe a little bit, but not as far as the glitter, and we can get kind of the effect of two different pours in one. It looks like right now they're just kind of sitting there, so that's good. I put two different sizes in. I wasn't sure if the little hollow ones would show up, but they should also be different weights, so the bigger ones might fall a little more, or they could just kind of float in that layer. We're going to find out together in 500 days when the pyramid is done. We're going to do layer 3 of our pyramid. I'm going to do a light pink alcohol ink. So in the bottle, I feel like you can't really get a true idea of what it looks like. So I've taken and tested a couple colors out. We're going to go with this one here. It's called Peach Red, aka pink. So I'm just gonna add a little bit to my resin. I want it to just be tinted. So we're gonna go 3 drops, stir that up, see what it looks like. And if you want a good idea of how clear or how much pink is in there, you're just gonna wanna pull this up and look through the stream. So this is extremely clear still, so we're gonna add some more. And still a little clearer than I want it, so a few more. And you're just gonna do this until you get the color that you want the resin to be. Something, I want it to be, I do want the pink to show, but I want it to be pretty see-through so that you can see the lights. And I do think that it looks darker in the cup than it ends up being. You can kind of see what it looks like in the cup versus if we put a little, that's what it's really going to look like poured. So you can see a big difference there. And I'm still going to go a couple drops darker. And mix that in good, and then we're just going to dump this in. I've already bent the lights. That's just a matter really of kind of I twisted them around my finger and smashed them down until they stayed relatively flat. All right, we have pink. So I'm just going to dump this in. And then I'm going to heat gun it a little bit and we'll let that layer cure and we're done. Done with this one. Hey guys, it's Dana from MOY Resin Envy. We're doing our 4th layer in this pyramid. I am using this awesome color, Ultra Sparkle White. It literally looks like straight glitter, and it will not sink. The whole entire layer will keep that glittered look. So I'm just gonna add a little bit, stir it up, and then dump it in. Look at that. And I smushed my lights. So just directly in there. We're gonna do our next layer here in the pyramid, just going with clear. I am going to dump that in and probably gonna dump about half of this and then heat it up to get any bubbles out and then dump another cup in. I'm working on this pyramid and I would like to try to get some clouds in here. So I'm gonna cut up some cotton balls and kind of shred them up, mix them in a cup with resin and see what results we get here. So I've chopped these up and now I'm just gonna kind of pull them apart and then drop them in this cup and dump resin in. Okay, so I'm just gonna dump some resin in here. And then try to stir this up and get it all covered. Honestly, I think it might be easier to dump it out. So I'm just gonna do this for a while, kind of just put my fingers in it, smoosh it around until I get a shape that I'm happy with. And then we'll let it dry overnight and come back tomorrow and see what it looks like. Pyramid. So what I have done is I have glued, well, I sealed the elephant, so I just used a spray sealer. It's actually right here. Sprayed it a couple times just in case this paint would run. I didn't want to mess up the paint. Also, it'll reduce bubbles when I put this in if it's sealed. And then I glued the elephant down to the cloud base. And then I added some little stars just by kind of picking them up with this thing. And then I hot glued a little piece and stuck it on. It was very tedious. And then I had to cut the glue strings off. And then I have glued together 2 popsicle sticks, 2 of the bigger ones. They are perfect size to be able to hold this when I pour and keep it, it's gonna keep it level, not crooked. So we're about to do the next level, or the next layer here. It's just gonna be clear. I have the lights out of the way because I wanna do the rest of the lights under the cloud. And then I'm hoping that once this goes in here, I can easily pop this off since it's just hot glue. You guys are gonna find out at the same time I do. So I'm gonna get this situated and then I'll come back and film pouring that in. Okay, so I've gotten my light strand out of the way. I've lined this up. I took a look at the sides and decided which way I wanted the front to be. It's level. The clouds look like they're in the middle. So I am just going to pour this directly down the side and then let it dry overnight. And then we'll try to get that, hopefully it stays put, everything stays level, and then we'll try to get this off tomorrow after that's down in there for a day so it solidifies. All right, we're back at the pyramid and currently am going to remove the sticks. So because you can't hear me over the heat gun, I've went ahead and heated this up and then just kind of applied pressure, popped that off. And then I am going to do the same thing to this one. We're gonna heat it up and then just pop it off. It's just stuck on there with hot glue. All right, so we got that off. I kind of scraped off the excess, and you can see this is now set in here. It doesn't need the support anymore. I'm going to add another clear layer. Since it is a lot of clear, I do want to put, I want a little tiny bit of shimmer in it, not really to change the color, but just gonna add a little bit of our Ultra Sparkle. and that will just give it a very light shimmer. When I say a little, I literally mean just a speck. Gonna mix that in and then probably add just a little bit more. And then I'm going to go straight down the side with this to try to avoid avoid bubbles. That's mixed in. And then I'm gonna come back every couple minutes and heat gun around here just to try to avoid any bubbles that might be trapped or hiding. And then we're gonna do, when this layer dries, we'll do probably 1 or 2 more clear layers and then a bottom. And then we'll be done. All right, we are going to do another clear layer here. I did add a little bit of just a touch of the Ultra Sparkle just to give it a little bit of shimmer. And I'm gonna pour this right down the side. I'm hoping that this gets us to the clouds and that we have only 1 more layer left after this, but we shall see. guys, we're gonna do our last layer, and I have all these lights and I need them to like flatten out to not be sticking out of the resin. So I'm gonna try this UV resin from Let's Resin, and you guys are gonna see my first experiment with it. So my plan here is to just try to tack the lights with the UV resin down to the layer below. So I'm gonna have to pour a little bit and kind of hold them flat and then let that cure. So got them. Gonna pour just a little tiny bit. And then I'm gonna put this light on. And hold it there. So the direction said 3 to 4 minutes. So 3 to 4 minutes of this per tack, and we'll be back. All right, it's been 4 minutes. This is totally, completely hard. My lights are exactly where I want them to be. I'm impressed. This is impressive. That was not bad at all. And it's totally dried. Nothing's coming up on my glove. Game changer. All right, we're on our last layer here. We have all the lights tacked down, and I'm just gonna carefully pour this, and then we're done. All right, I think we literally have as much resin as we can fit in there. Hey guys, we are going to try to affix little feet today to the pyramid. Don't know if this is going to work, so you are going to get to experience this little experiment. I'm just going to put some of this UV resin directly onto this little foot, and then I guess the test is, I'm not sure if it'll cure through this piece, if the light will go through. And then I'll just sit it on. That worked. All right,